We didn't even talk about the fact that Myles was held sackless today. I mean, we kind of hinted at it with the way we talked about the Steelers' game plan. That is the one thing that worked with the Steelers' game plan today was, hey, you lost the football game, and you potentially are going to lose the AFC North. Which, by the way, I think the Ravens are going to win that game next week, and it's going to be the Ravens. Talk about like a turn of events. John Harbaugh is getting fired like 3 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden it's like, if they win the division, he's probably still here. Maybe Mike Tomlin ends up the guy who ends up on the chopping block because his team chokes at the end or whatever. So that's a whole fascinating story for other podcasts and teams that people that cover those teams to talk about. But like the one thing that did work for the Steelers today was they did avoid Myles Garrett getting the sack record, so they can at least put that feather in their cap, I guess. But I don't know, like, how do you feel about the fact that this goes into Week 18? And, this felt like it was going to be a foregone conclusion that he was going to get it like 3 weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, it's like he might not even get the record. And if he does get the record, now there's going to be all these people who, like, use it against him that he needed a 17th game to get there. They're not going to call it the true record and all those different things.
Yeah.
So it kind of – it's another thing that I think – I don't want to say spoils a win over the Steelers, but it's another thing that, like, the win kind of gets taken out of the sails. Like, it felt like today, Meg, and this is what I wrote about in my postgame column, felt like today, like, all the things, and there weren't a lot of them, but all the things that you were excited about with this team this year, like the fun things or that made this team at least somewhat watchable, they all kind of lost some steam today because you had the Myles Garrett sack race thing that's now going to go another week, and maybe he doesn't get there, and if he does, there's going to be a bunch of people putting an asterisk on it.